Hi, I'm Mark Sipp at Crocker Farm Auction. I'm here to discuss an important, recently rediscovered example of Bucks County redware. This box, exceptionally rare in form, basically unheard of in American redware, was recently found with a group of other pieces of Singer family pottery from Haycock Township during the last quarter of the 19th century, underneath the steps of the widow of the potter's descendant and in her house. And her husband had found these pieces in the 1950s in the warehouse of the pottery itself. They were tucked under the eaves in boxes. And she contacted us to sell what was left. She couldn't really remember exactly what all was there, and most of it was utilitarian ware. Occasionally we'd find some green slip decorated plates, typical of the Singer pottery. And then there was this very exciting box whose purpose we did not realize at first until we realized it was actually inscribed on it, Matchbox. And you can see that right here on the front. Along with the date 1895. You can see this box was slab constructed out of 5 pieces, 5 slabs of clay that were joined together. And it's really lovingly decorated. It's quite an unbelievable piece. We have slip-trailed copper spotting, and then we have the manganese inscription, Matchbox, the copper date 1895, and then underneath of that we have these scrolled lines in yellow slip, very typical of what you'd find on a Pennsylvania redware plate. This side additionally bears yellow slip decoration, this time manganese spotting, and then the copper inscription 1895 and the initials ES. This side additionally has the initials ES, along with copper decoration and yellow slip decoration. And then this side just has some very nice slip trailed spots and stripes in 3-color slip as well. You can see even the interior is decorated. There's some manganese spotting and some copper spotting, as well as some very interesting slip trailed lines on the interior. And then the lid, the original lid, such a rare survivor, has the initials ES in bold copper slip and this great undulating vine design below. The underside of the lid is also wonderfully decorated with this sunburst motif, heavily slip trailed onto the underside. And we have this nice recessed edge here that keeps the lid perfectly in place. We know from the initials ES on this piece and the family it descended in that it almost certainly refers to Edward Singer, who was Simon Singer's son. Now, Simon Singer was dead by 1895, and the pottery was left in his children's hands. So we believe that this matchbox was Edward Singer's personal matchbox that he made himself. There's, of course, also a small possibility it could have been made by some other family member, but we feel that it was most likely made by him, given that he was a skilled potter himself. But pieces like this are exceptionally rare in terms of the form, in terms of the heavy use of slip, the fact that it includes its original lid, the fact that it's inscribed. All those things are great, but the idea that this piece was kept underneath the steps in a family home for decades, virtually unknown to the general collecting public or museums, is remarkable. I know that some of the things that had descended in the family that this woman's husband had owned were used in certain displays and that sort of thing, but I can find no trace of this piece ever having any sort of publication or anything. Singer pottery, of course, is very well known for their elaborate slip-decorated plates, sometimes with advertising, and they really did some excellent slip work during the final decades of the 19th century when that style was really fading away. We're very excited to offer this piece. To our knowledge, it's the first time offering for it, and you just don't find things like this, new discoveries like this always invigorate us, and we hope they excite you too. Thank you.